Hi everyone. In this video, I'm going to explain what is firewall, why we need firewall, and then I will also talk about types of firewall, the variety of firewalls available in the market. First thing first, what is firewall? In a layman term, we can say the firewall is sort of blocking device which can block or filter the traffic traversing from one network to the another network in a that can be deployed in a campus side or traveling the your traffic or the communication between your one side to the another side or within the data center from one server to the another server. For example, if we talk about here, we have firewall protecting at the perimeter level, which is all any sort of traffic leaving from this whole campus network to the outside world, or anything coming to the campus network will be filter control through this firewall. So this in this deployment, it's showing as the firewall is acting as a wall between internet and any organization campus network. But there can be different types of deployment, and the placement of the firewall can be in any organization. The firewall can be here in the within data center where the server farms are hosted, the hosting services are there, so which can also protect not just traffic leaving and entering into the campus or the data center. It can also block or filter, put the controlling traffic traversing between the two servers are part of different VLAN, or controlling between the two servers as well. What that we can say, the east-west controlling also we can do using the firewall if we deploy firewall here somewhere in the data center. So that may vary where we have placed the firewall, but in a nutshell, the firewall is a device which can take deep which can go deep into the packet and see, and also take the decision, put the control. There are a variety of control. I'll talk about this in a different video, what level of filtering the firewall can do, but in a short and concisely, we can say the firewall is a device which can protect the traversing and put the control and disallow, stop malicious content coming in or leaving the firewall, leaving the office campus. So that's a brief way about the firewall, what is firewall is. And then I'm going to talk about the different types of firewalls available at high level. And there are variety of firewalls. There has been a lot of development and transformation from a firewalling technology perspective. So in the basic level firewall, we can say the ACL, the access control list that we used to put in the legacy router, in even current routers L3 device, which is also sort of firewalling control, we can say, which can also protect we can define the access control list to block or allow particular traffic from one source to the destination based on the ports as well. That's the basic level firewall, but then the firewall can do further deeper and several deep inspection and action as well. But then there is a packet filtering. So the packet filtering firewall is nothing. It is like just filtering can only take the per packet filtering action, and just it can only see it will see the packets coming in, and it will filter per packet by decisioning. So then the next one is stateless and stateful. That's the next level of the firewall. So stateless is something where the firewall cannot maintain the states or the connection. When I say states of the connections, the connection is the communication starting from source to the destination. So any device in the path that maintain the states, meaning, okay, if once the communication allowed, it will maintain the states. Okay, that was the communication we allowed the firewall has evaluated, have gone through in detail and evaluated it, and that was the action allow and deny, and the once that is allowed, so if the subsequent traffic come in, so it will check in the states in the table where it will speed up the taking action into the packets. So that's called stateful. But the stateless is something firewall will just take action, but it will not maintain that table. So that's called stateless. So every time if a new subsequent connection is also coming in, firewall will take all of the evaluation, taking action, everything from the scratch. It will treat every packet as a fresh packet coming in. So that was the problem, because if the similar sort of communication from source A to B going on port 80, for example, that was allowed just before, and the another attempts coming in, so the firewall has to evaluate everything from the scratch. So that was the problem. So the next evaluation, it was a stateful. So state in this, what happens in the stateful, it will maintain the states. Once, let's say, source A is going to talk to source B on port 443, firewall did all the evaluation and find the policy allowing that rule. So once that is done, then it will create that entry and one entry into its table in memory, which will be utilized. The life of the connections life also get set, the time period set. So for that life of that packet, the connection, if any new connection coming in for the same the values, so that will not go through the all sort of inspection and the evaluation again. So it will fasten the processing, the firewall processing, and from a user perspective, there will be a better performance. Then there are you can say there were used to be a layer 4 firewall as well, which we can say is sort of legacy firewalls. So those firewall only be able to evaluate up to the layer 4 of the OSI layer. Okay, from there, then another type of firewall called layer 7, which is also called as a next-gen firewall, next generation firewall. So what this type of firewall you will see, this is the currently being used, majorly this type of firewall is currently being used. You will find all across the industry. In this type of firewall, what the capabilities are more added. In a layer 4 firewall, it was only capable to do the filtering, blocking or allowing traffic based on the source IP address, destination IP address, and port, TCP and UDP. That's why it's called layer 4. And in case of layer 7, it can go deeper and also take the decision based on the up to layer 7 application understanding as well. It can block or allow traffic, not just seeing the port. It can go deeper and understand, okay, this is this application. It's a web application. It's DNS traffic. It's a SMTP traffic. It is FTP traffic. It can understand the application, not just the TCP port. So why that was needed, if we think about this way? So because in the port, we can run the different application as well. I mean, in the custom port, we can run any web application as well as the DB services or any other sort of application. So it's we can run in any application. So how? So it just blocking. Let's say we want to block the FTP. So default port is 22, but let's say we are running custom port for the FTP, then that can erase by the firewall. So and bypass the firewall to put that particular blockage. But if the firewall can go a little deeper and not just only seeing the port, can also detect, okay, this is, even though the port is different, the port is not that it should be for the FTP, but the application, what is the payload, what is traveling is FTP traffic, so it can take the action. That's one thing. And another thing, we can also maybe, let's say we want to allow chatting. For example, let's say we have a Teams a message or Facebook application we want to allow and block in the organization. So, but we want to allow keep Facebook browsing in the organization, but we want to block the Facebook instance chatting or file sharing, upload, and all that thing. So all this granularity is possible using this layer 7 or an action firewall. Uh, that's it. I try to cover all pretty much all major types of firewall type available in the market and the transformation that has been there. So layer 7 is the next gen firewall is the firewall which is currently in the adoption, and you will still find some of the just layer 4 firewall, but layer 7 is the advanced firewall. We can say next gen firewall, next generation firewall, we can say. That's it. Thank you.